This video is going to be solely about contract. What do I mean by contract? You know what I mean by contract. Contract is the agreement that you make with the company. One thing that really surprised me about the whole process before I got to Japan and when I got to Japan was the company sent me a letter. I'll use the word letter because it was just a single paper that confirms that, yeah, I have been recruited to work with them, but that was not the contract. It wrote there, the title was contract, but it wasn't the complete contract. So it's when I came to Japan 1 week before starting work, was it 1 or 2 weeks before work started, that I had a training session. And it's in this training session within, I would say, literally few minutes. It was almost like under pressure that you have to read the terms of the 6 to 7 page file of documents and conditions and signed. I use "and" a lot because I would say I was overwhelmed. The time frame that we had to sign the contracts was extremely short. To be able to say that you understood every condition and you are going to be able to respect all of it. Why am I bringing up this point? Is because contracts are different for every company. And the first thing you need to watch out for, why am I saying watch out for? Because some companies are not respecting the Japanese law. You would think, oh, Japan is very strict and organized internationally. It doesn't mean that everyone respects the law in Japan. So some companies have a reputation of taking advantage of foreigners because you're ignorant. Now I'm speaking from the legal part, and I would recommend you insist to take time to read the contract first before you sign. Do not allow any company put you under pressure to sign a contract. The worst case is if they let you work without a contract. What do you mean, Sarah? I mean that there are some companies that will not want to give you a contract, but they will tell you, it's okay, take our word, just go and work. And you know what happens? If anything happens, which in most cases it has happened, you have no legal justification to make a lawsuit against them. So this one is something I just don't know how I can ring a bell about it. If any company is hesitating to give you a contract before you begin working, please do not start working. Because when you start working, like I mentioned in my previous video, the school has no direct contact with you. They do not know whether you have been recruited in the sense of like a signed contract. Schools do not have any business with that. They just welcome the teachers, they tell you what to do, and that's their role. They report to the school and to the company and the government, city office, that they saw you. That's the role of the school. The school cannot know that, but the company has, by law, the obligation to make sure you sign a contract before you start working. But some companies intentionally do not let you sign the contract. So if you are a little skeptical about a company, they're insisting, go start, we will give you, I recommend do not do it. Why am I saying that? Because there have been cases where people started working and the company refused to pay them, and the labor office was unwilling to help. Not because they cannot help, but because according to the legal conditions in Japan, your contract is the binding agreement. I mean to say, if the company sends you an email, worst case scenario, if they call you on your phone and tell you to do it, do not do any work that is not written in a formal legal contract signed by you and the company. And that means also that you need to spend time and read each of the terms. What do I mean by terms? The very first key thing is the word full-time. In many countries, full-time actually means that you work like a permanent employee for as long as you do not commit a crime or as long as the company doesn't want you anymore. In Japan, you're recruited for 1 year, even though your contract title will be full-time. This means that every year you will have to sign a new contract with the company if you want to continue to work with them. And I have to drop this part here. Even if you want to work with them, if they don't get the city contract, you cannot work with them. So, for example, if you're working with them in one city and at the end of the school year, they lost the contract in that city, you cannot continue to work with them for that city because a whole other ALT company will be in charge of that city. If you don't understand what I just said, watch my previous video about the companies to apply and you get a broader picture of what I am explaining. So that's one thing you should be very careful to verify. I didn't know that. Yes, of course, I read that the contract wasn't renewable. But guess what? I found out that detail when I came to Japan. Nobody told me before. Or at least if they told me, they didn't explain to me the extent of how serious is it. Like, if we don't get the contract, you don't get the contract too. It really wasn't like that. And that is very important for me to mention here in this video right now, because 99%, if not 100% of the time, they will be letting you know about this information, whether they got the contract from the city pretty much a month or two before the end of your contract. So if you don't have a plan B and you're not willing to search for another company, you don't want to change your apartment, or you have no plans to go back home to your country, you will be frustrated in Japan. Anyway, in another video, I'll explain about the unemployment benefits. That part makes Japan extremely extraordinary. I've not seen any other country like that. One more thing I have to add for this video concerning contracts is that watch out for the time. The Japanese law expects companies to hire full-time staff for more than 29 hours. More than 30 hours, for a week. But guess what? There are companies that will intentionally put 29.5 hours. Why? Because when they do that, they are exempted from paying the health insurance, social insurance, and pension for you. In a whole different video, I explained how you can prepare when it comes to the pension and health insurance. So I'm not going to go into details for that. Please watch that in the playlist to verify more. These legal procedures are very, very important, but the companies choose not to respect them. So if the time is lesser, then they are considering you as a part-time. And when it's part-time work, that means you have to pay for your health insurance alone. And believe me, it's not small money. You have to pay for your pension alone. It's also not small money. Social insurance is not too expensive, so that's fairly, I would say, reasonable for you to pay for yourself. But it will be stressful, mainly because the salary will be lower. Of course, if you're doing part-time, you don't earn a lot of money, and if you have to pay for all of those insurances by yourself, it is expensive. And when the company applies for you, and when you're a full-time employee, they divide the amount of money. So for example, if the health insurance is 29,000 yen, they will pay 7,000 and you pay 7,000. That deduction is done before you even receive your salary, so you're not going to be the one to pay it. They cut it before your salary. All right, I have to end here for this, but what I am very, 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 I have to repeat that, empathetic about this, what I'm emphasizing here is make sure you read the terms of the contract clearly. because if you don't, you will not be able to file a legal suit against them. And some companies are intentional about taking advantage of people who are ignorant about that. And if they tell you to come with a tourist visa and start working, it is illegal. If you are caught, you will be deported. So, a legal contract is the only binding agreement. Do not start working without one. I'll pause here for a while and then I'll tell you in my next video the salary conditions. This one is very, very important. Thank you.